everybody, this is your girl Cece with Where It Begins Magazine, and it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. We have a special guest on the line with us today. I'm going to let him introduce himself for who he is and what he does.
Hi, my name is Joe Jennings Jr., and I am a screenwriter and director from Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. Well, what made you want to be a screenwriter and a director?
So I've been writing since middle school, and once I got to college, I was interested in becoming an author, but I started reading a Sid Field screenplay, and since then I've just been working on screenplays. I started, at Clark Atlanta University. I was taking screenwriting classes there and kind of doing it on my own, and I just kind of kept doing it.
What's three things you love about Atlanta? I like to ask everybody that lives here.
You said about Atlanta? I love the Southern hospitality. I love the food, and I love the fact that you have people here from everywhere. So you kind of get like so many different cultures from, all in one place. So it's just a melting pot. I kind of like that.
Okay. Well, who are some people that you would like to collab with or work with to be in your projects?
Well, I would love to work with Viola Davis. I think she's awesome. I would love to work with Regina King. I think she's more awesome than that, but I think she's an awesome director and actress. So I would love to work with her on either end. I would love to work with Denzel, of course. I guess that's obvious, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I would like to work. I would love to work with Will Smith. If I ever had the opportunity, I'd be, but there's a lot of people I would love to work with.
I gotcha. Well, tell us about your company, Blinded by Ambition, and how it got started and the motivation behind it.
Yeah, so I have a production partner. His name is Sean Freeline. We both met on a production set. We were both PAs at the time in California, and we started a writing group. And, we just kind of built from there, and we started working on projects together. We did our first indie feature together. It's called Trapped. It didn't go anywhere, but it was kind of like our labor of love, and, it was a learning curve for future projects. And then we started, I started doing shorts when I moved back to Atlanta. He's still in LA. So when I came back to Atlanta, I started making shorts and, sending them out to festivals, and we started getting a lot of good reception, a lot of critical acclaim. We won a few awards. We actually won 14 awards. So that just kind of, got us started. And we actually started writing feature screenplays. That was our thing. But the thing about scripts is it's harder to get people to read scripts than it is to, get people to watch films. So that's why we started making films. So, people love watch films, but reading scripts comes off like a task. So we had to kind of make that adjustment, and we've been making films since then, and we're still making films, and we're getting exposure daily. So we've just been working on that.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, but you say you won 14 awards. Let's talk about some of them awards. Which one is your favorite, your memorable one?
Best director. We did I think it was Utah Film Festival, and we won like 3 awards in a row. Like we won like best director, best script, and I think one of the actors won an award as well. So I never envisioned myself as a director. I'm a screenwriter at heart. So that was the one that just kind of blew me away. I was very, impressed and blessed by that opportunity. And just, the winning award is amazing, but, I just never thought of myself as a director, and just to get that award just kind of, it's very humbling and appreciative.
Okay, well, congratulations. That's a lot.
Thank you.
14 of them, yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. But out of all the films that you have, or the screenplays, or everything that you've written, which one is your favorite and why?
I think A Leg Up is my favorite. A Leg Up is a short that I wrote and shot in 2017. we actually won 9 awards for that. It's my favorite because it's very personal, and it's very gritty, and it's unlike any other films I've ever done. But it's also the film that we've gotten the best reception from, not just like awards or anything, but people have walked up to us in public and said, "Hey, we love this film. It did this for us. It did that for us." It was just that the message behind it would, reach to a lot of people, especially males, like Black males. It's a film directed for Black males to, kind of change their thinking about how to, be an adult in America and how to deal with the obstacles that we have and how to thrive instead of just survive. It's more along the lines of that. So, just for people to say that touched us or that influenced me to do this or do that is very humbling. And I mean, that's what I make films for, to touch people, or to make people think about certain things or reevaluate some of the things they're, thinking about and how they're living. So, it's just to start a conversation. So that's my biggest accomplishment, in my opinion.
Okay. So that's your favorite film that you have, but what's your favorite film in general?
Tough. But I've seen a lot of films. I don't know what my favorite film is, but I know Do the Right Thing was the film that made the biggest impression on me as a viewer.
Okay.
At the time when it came out, I was 10 years old when it came out, and I had never seen a film about that dealt with racism in our age. A lot of films we saw about racism dealt with, like, the 60s and the 70s, and
Mm-hmm.
Do the Right Thing actually brought it to the actual time that we were in, which is late 80s or whatever. So that was kind of like it was culture shock for me. I had never dealt with racism or seen racism like that before. So when I saw that film and just how strong the dialogue was and how great the acting was, I mean, everything about it, just kind of just influenced me as far as like being a writer. Even today, like, I kind of have Do the Right Thing in my head when I'm writing something, because that dialogue is so strong and the acting is so strong, So I know that's my favorite movie, but it's definitely one of the most influential movies I've ever seen in my life.
I got you. What has been the biggest challenge that you've had so far in your career?
The biggest challenge is, I would say, kind of staying persistent. A lot of times you want to give up. When you're making a film, it's very challenging, especially when you're making a short independent film. You have a lot of challenges, like such as, finding the right people, finding locations, finding the money, a lot of times we do this out of our own pocket. So that's a big challenge. And then when you pull it off, the challenge is also to get people to see it or to watch it. So, there's the endless promotion, and, hoping that film festivals like your stuff, or hoping that, people who you premiere for like your stuff, that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's just the whole process is a major challenge, but it's I think the biggest part of all of that is staying, persistent and staying motivated. Because, there will be times where you may not get the reception that you want, or you may not, get the exposure that you want out of a project, and you just have to keep going. Making a whole nother project can be challenging. So you just have to keep motivating yourself, even when others don't or can't.
Amen to that. Amen.
Yeah.
Well, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hopefully back in Hollywood, possibly being a runner for a TV series, maybe an HBO series or something like that, or actually making feature films. That was always our goal. We want to make feature films, and we actually view that we would love for someone to finance. If anyone's listening, you want some great films to finance, we have those. So yeah, we would love to make some features, and we would love to actually have our own shows, maybe a couple of TV shows out there.
I gotcha. So what are you working on right now? What's the next big step for you?
So right now we're promoting my film ISFJ. We just started the festival circuit in March, so we're just now getting it out there. We're trying to get it seen. So there's a premiere coming up. We're also looking to do a couple of music videos for some local artists. Um, and also I am working on another feature length screenplay. So all of those things are happening right now as we speak.
Can we get a little bit more details? Give us a little bit more exclusive.
Quite to be honest, I don't know what it is yet. I just kind of have an idea of what it is, but I don't have like, the full story, thought out yet. It's just something that I want to explore that is just kind of like swirling around in my head. But it's going to be another drama, another very similar to my film A Leg Up, another gritty, hard-hitting drama, family drama. So that's pretty much all I have for right now.
Okay. So in your opinion, what is the, let's say, the most important qualities of a filmmaker?
I think the most important quality is, establishing, the culture of a film. So what that means is, the director is responsible for making sure that the project is on pace, that everyone's doing their job, that everyone's kind of like cohesive, that we all have the same vision for the project. So like normally on my projects, what I do is I just kind of create this chemistry between everyone in the beginning, like from the auditions to the rehearsals, just kind of make sure we're all on the same page, we have the same vision, and that we all kind of respect each other, we all like each other, we all love the project we're attached to, and that the project itself is the highest priority. Not the egos, not the, how many lines do I have, that kind of thing. Not what's, you were looking to put on your reel, just to make a great project. So, as a director, once you kind of establish that, then everyone else knows their job, and that you just make the project from there. So that's worked for me in the past, and that's kind of why I kind of work with the same people, because they have the same understanding as I do. But I think that's the number one job a director has, just kind of creating that atmosphere and maintaining that chemistry to create a great project.
Okay. Well, what advice can you give to the next generation of male leaders?
I would say stay persistent. There's a lot of, self-doubt and despair out there as far as like being a filmmaker or entrepreneur or whatever. There's a lot of tough times where you want to give up because it's not easy, but just to stay persistent and kind of be your own cheerleader, and, stay motivated, be around people that are motivating, and, do those things that are good for you, not necessarily good to you, to keep you motivated. That's the number one thing. I still struggle with that now, but, you just have to kind of teach yourself how to be your biggest cheerleader, so that's one of the things I would emphasize.
I got you. Sometimes I like to ask a little personal questions, not too personal, but what's a fun fact about yourself?
So I used to work in Hollywood as a production assistant. I did that for a few years, actually like 9 years. I don't know if that's a fun fact or not, but but I do have this one story about Whitney Houston though. Okay. So I was working on the American Music Awards one year, and they sent me to mail like this object to some person. And so when I went to go mail it, I looked in the box and I saw that it was a lifetime, I guess, achievement award. And turns out it was going to Whitney Houston. And they actually had to wrap it up like 3 or 4 times to make sure nothing happened to it. Because I didn't realize how important the task was. And so then, I was the person that actually mailed her last Lifetime Achievement Award.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. And congrats that even had that experience,
Yeah. I had no idea. And I looked at the address and I saw I was going to Alpharetta, and I was like, wait a minute. And then that's when I looked at the award, and I was like, oh my God. So I just kind of made sure that, I got like all the bubble wrap I could get and just wrapped it like 3 or 4 times and put it in a box, and I sent it to her. But I don't know, that's kind of weird, but that's my Whitney Houston story.
I gotcha. So what do you do when you're not working? What's some of your hobbies?
I've actually started cooking like during the pandemic. Cook. I play my guitar sometimes when I have time. And that's pretty much it. That's, I mean, you know, that's pretty much all I have time for.
Gotcha. So what's your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish to cook, I actually do a lot of baking. So, you know, I'm a big carrot cake guy, so I make carrot cakes a lot. I make strawberry cakes, I make double chocolate cakes.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm big on cakes.
Okay,
But I
okay,
haven't done
sweet.
I haven't done a cheesecake yet. Cheesecake a little different, so that's my next task.
All right, well, let me know how it turns out when you make it. I like
All
cheesecake.
right.
I don't know about that carrot cake, but
Oh man, carrot
cheesecake
cake is
and
awesome.
red velvet.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I did red velvet. It didn't come out that great. It was a little dry, but I'll give it another shot one day.
I gotcha. So let me ask another question. From being in Hollywood and Atlanta, do you see Atlanta getting to that point? Because you know they call us the next Hollywood. So do you
Yeah,
think
I
that
do.
we'll be the next
I do.
Hollywood in Atlanta? You know,
Yes.
without because there's been a lot of films made in here. But
Yeah.
what's your opinion on that?
I think we were there. We have a lot of the advantages that LA doesn't have, meaning, you know, if you're an actor and you're moving here to start a life as an actor, it's a lot cheaper than moving to California. We do have studios here now. It's not just Tyler Perry studios. We have studios popping up everywhere now. And if you're an indie filmmaker, you really have a lot of opportunity because, I mean, there's so many different places. Like if you go to East Point, you can shoot a period piece that looks like it's still in the 60s or the 70s, you know, like small towns. Use those versus, you know, if you want to shoot something that's like cosmopolitan nightlife, you want to go downtown, you have that too. You just have a lot of different facets of Atlanta that you could use as a filmmaker. And if you don't have a permit per se, it's not necessarily a big deal. As a, you know, as soon as you pull your camera out of the bag, the LAPD wants to know if you have a permit. But you know, it's a lot of opportunity here. It's a lot cheaper. Well, it's kind of inexpensive now, but it's still cheaper in LA. And you know, there's a lot of talent here, and there's a lot of opportunity here. So yeah, I definitely see that happening for us. Absolutely.
Okay. I have one more question before we go into our game.
Okay.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
That's an interesting question. I would say never give up because, like I said before, you know, persistence is the key. And you know, you hear a lot of people's stories about you know who made it, who've been through really tough times, and you know they're down their last dime, they didn't quit, and now they're like, I mean, we know the Tyler Perry story, right? About him living in his car and where, you know, those stories. I mean, those are happening every single day. But you know, when you're out here doing it yourself, you kind of have to be your own, you know, reminder that you know times are tough, but you got to keep going. So when people say never give up, like you never give up. It sounds like, you know, cliche, but it's true. So that's something I, you know, revert to often. Never give up.
Okay. I like that. I like that. So let's go into this. It's not really a big trivia, but it's like a little game I like to play. So if you could switch places with one person for one day, who would it be and why?
Uh, uh, um, that's a good question. Who are places with? I don't know. Let me think. I don't know. I'll probably switch with Spike Lee because I want to know like what it's like to be this filmmaker legend, you know, and you just kind of like, you know, on the other end of your career, you have all these great accomplishments. I would just love to know what that feels like, and you know, or how like you're treated when you're that, you know, acclaimed as a filmmaker. Like that would be interesting.
Gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next one is what's the most adventurous thing you ever done in your life?
Uh,
He's like, oh.
um, well, I would say bungee jumping. I've been bungee jumping before.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty adventurous. But it was short. It was short lived, but it was the biggest thrill I've ever had.
How many feet?
I don't know. It was like a bridge. it was like a bridge. And I was on a tandem rope and
Well, how was the experience? I mean, what was you thinking like after?
I was scared to death, and it was like one side jumped, that fear just kind of turned into like this. It was like this excitement, I don't know, it was something I had never felt before. And I was just like, I felt like I was flying in a way, the fear just kind of dissipated. And I was just like out there. And then after it was over, I was like, yeah. Like I wanted to do it again. Everybody's like, nah, we're not doing it again. But it was
That's on my bucket list. That's on my bucket list. I haven't did that yet. I did zip lining and stuff, but I haven't did that yet. That's on my bucket list.
I want to do what Will Smith did when he did for his 50th birthday, and he took the helicopter over the Grand Canyon and jumped from the helicopter. I want to do that.
Ooh. Well, you do that and take pictures. I'm gonna be like, woo! I don't know about all that.
Yeah. See, after the first time, that's what you start thinking about. Like those other times, like how's it going to be, So.
So before we get out, what is one message you want to give to your fans right now?
Oh, I have fans. Okay.
Oh yes, I got a fan right here. Wait a minute, what you mean?
Yo, seriously, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to, watch our films and, leave comments about them or come to any festival you may have came that we were there. I mean, anyone who's ever watched a Blinded by Ambition production, thank you so much. And we really, hope that, you enjoy our content and God bless. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And before we get off, where can everybody follow you?
So I'm on Instagram at Joe Jennings Jr, which is my name all mashed up into one word. And I'm on Facebook as the same thing.
Okay. Well, I want to say thanks for interviewing with us. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Congratulations on your grind. Keep continuing to do what you do. Keep continuing to make these films too.
I will.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, you're welcome. And you have a happy Tuesday. Be blessed, be safe,
You too.
especially in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I definitely am.
All right. Well, you have a great one.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Okay.